Okay, so recently a new legendary level came out in GD, and that got me thinking, how do all the legendary levels compare to one another? So I decided to make a tier list. We got 5 tiers. Is mythic worthy, is a high-end legendary but not quite mythic, legendary worthy, a low-end legendary, and then only epic worthy. So let's get started. Okay, Coaster Mountain. Decent for a first legendary, but hasn't aged well in 8 months. Low end. And ever. The first level on here, robbed of mythic. The visuals are top notch. Mythic worthy. Subwoofer Lullaby. This one's a bit iffy. Like, visuals are stunning, and I love how well it replicates Minecraft's art style, but the gameplay is horrible. Legend. So I'd say in the middle. Okay, Stratus. This is a fun one. Probably the best gameplay of any extreme, and the visuals and just the high energy is great as well. High-end legendary. The Gungeon is really good. While it is based on a Steam game and does lack some stuff from that game, it's still really good at carrying that over to GD. High end. Okay, Tornado. The beginning looks kind of odd, but the tornado and especially the ending look really cool. Just regular. Stupid cold. Okay, Slash. This is great. Like, that should be its own game on Steam. Great gameplay, cool story, just overall great. And it's inspired by Celeste, so yeah, high end. Other side. Okay, this level is not great. Some of the gimmicks are really confusing. And while I like the dark atmosphere, it can sometimes get repetitive. Low end. Deep Dive. Okay, this is good. It goes for like an underwater theme, hence the name Deep Dive. And I really never thought the song Reanimate would be used in a level full of like mythical sea beasts and stuff. Honestly, that's what makes this level good. I'd say it's legendary worthy. Okay, Crude. Some parts look ugly, but parts like Kulik's part and the part at the drop with all the flashes look really cool. It's not the best, but I'd say it's at the top of the low end tier. Okay, Absurdia, sorry. I love the strange effects, and while this does have mega collab syndrome of some parts looking better than others, like a lot of levels on this list, this one suffers from it probably the least of any level. I'd say legendary. Okay, the mythic levels are on this tier list, so I'm doing them as well. The Towerverse. It was good for a first mythic, but honestly, I feel like the design looks bland and that propeller part is not okay. Everything else, like the story, gameplay, and actually the visuals do look somewhat okay. So I'll put it as a high-end legendary. Actually, I'll put it at the top of high-end legendary. Anarchy Road. Robbed of mythic. Great visuals. Banging song. And while the gameplay can be annoying, it's only in a few minor parts. Mythic worthy. 3 Depth. I can't, this is so bad on mobile, but arguably the best experience on any other device. I don't even know what rating this should get. Lag. I'd say high end. Can't be mythic due to lag. Okay, City Fade is awesome. For being 6 minutes long, this is surprisingly good. Like, it can't be higher than the top of Legendary because the visuals can sometimes get repetitive. Like, that ending part is just glitch effects and waving blocks for a few minutes. But it's still really good. Last Fate. Last Fate. The only level to contain a combat system that's only used for one part of the level, and basic designs. This is a hot take, but I think this is only epic worthy. And also, this is not 5 stars. This is at least an insane. The combat system's so janky. Okay, Lotus. Oh, this is also pretty bad. It's just glow. It's still among the best epic levels, but it's not legendary worthy. Okay, Chupacabra. I put this in a gauntlet, that's how you know it's good. Like, the effects are awesome. The Chupacabra itself looks perfectly devious. And the fact that it just ends with some woman shooting the Chupacabra with a gun, that made me laugh, but the first time beating this. I'd probably put it at the top of the middle tier. Then Mystery Mansion. This is Among Us in GD. While it can't be any higher than this tier, because it's just Among Us, it's still good. Okay, Armored Core. Probably the best of Matthew games. 3 legendary levels. Yeah. He's the only creator. He's one of only 2 creators with more than 1 legendary rate. And that's nuts. This level is honestly fantastic. High end. Decay. Another level robbed of Mythic. Yeah. Great story. Great gameplay for only being 7 stars. Okay, Astrolith. I made a video on this. Go watch that if you want my opinions. This is great as a Mythic. Quarion. This also sits well as a Mythic. The visuals aren't great, arguably even worse than Towerverse, but this is an excuse for that because it's meant to represent old video games, so I will cut it some slack. I'd say it's Mythic worthy. Arctic Alpine is good. Yeah, some people say it's not legendary worthy, others say it is. Personally, I agree with the people who think it's legendary worthy. I'll probably put it as a low end legendary, simply because of those opinions, but it is good for what it is. Pixel Path 2. I nominated this for the GD Awards. So, yeah. I don't know about you, but this is definitely deserving of Mythic. Geometry Quest is basically a whole other game, while still feeling like Geometry Dash. Levels that are able to execute that are immediately good, although I don't think this is the best legendary that executes a different game. So I'll put it in high end, on the lower part. Okay, Dissonance. Like, people sent, like, a lot of mods sent this for Mythic, and I can see why. Like, it really deserved better. It's the least downloaded legendary, and I feel kind of sad about that. It's really good. Probably top of high end. The Eternal Gungeon. This is the worst of Matthew Games legendaries. It's not bad, but yeah, it's epic worthy. great asset on the other hand. The other legendary to come out, and the legendary that came out at the same time as Eternal Gungeon, is fantastic. I've never played Lethal Company, but just looking at this, I kind of want to. I'd say it goes at the bottom of the high-end tier. Get Happier. Mentioned this in a video. It's good, like really good, but it's epic worthy. Sorry. It is at the top of the epic worthy tier though. Okay, Summer Gallery. I could make a whole video on why this is so good. Like, put it in a gauntlet, and when the NCS entries come out, I'm probably going to make a whole video on this. But for my thoughts right now, I think this was robbed of Mythic. I can't be the only person though. Okay, Working Together. The visuals themselves are not the best. Like, they are meant to represent mobile games, which is why that is, but still. But what makes this level so good, and arguably the most innovative level in this list, is the fact that it has online mode and a level editor. No other level in this game has that. And if this was paired with better visuals that didn't look like a mobile game, this could honestly be Mythic. Although it's not, and I'm gonna put it at high end, but it's still great. And the fact that this actually works is nuts. Okay, Casino Blitz. Let me just describe this in one sentence. Let's go gambling. Oh dang. Oh dang. Oh dang. You're going in high end. Okay, Throat of the World, the most recent Mythic. The fact that there's been 5 Mythics this year is nuts. So this is the first Mythic Extreme Demon, and honestly, I'd say it was deserving a Mythic. Like, I'd still put it in high-end Legendary, because a lot of Mythic levels are better than it, but it's still good for what it is. Top of high-end Legendary. Then we've got 2 more. Zone Pirate 5 is a massive letdown. Yeah. I didn't like this. It just feels like a very generic pirate-themed level. And while I know it's not, and the visuals are really cool, like, the floating pirate head looks out of place, and it uses default pixel blocks in a classic level. That ain't okay. And then the most recent level, the Incinerator. This is great. This is by the same guy who made Decay, and while it's nowhere near as good, still great. I'd say high end. So, that's the finished tier list. Kind of weird opinions, but I'm known for controversial stuff, so it's not really too exotic. Anyways, I'll update this when at least 10 new legendaries come out, so bye.